Welcome then to the Wrah post-game show here. We are joined, of course, by the man they call Luke here.
How we
After
doing?
a bit after actually, we actually saw Wrah in action. Going to be uploading this one, of course, to the YouTube, which you should follow and everything. We'll plug it after because right now I just want to find out how Luke's doing.
I'm,
What are you up
I'm
to,
I'm
man?
doing pretty good. I've got a cold. Obviously, you guys can hear it, but apart from that, it's going pretty well.
All right, that's solid to hear. I guess we'll start with the last game on stream then, even though it was a bit ago. I know you weren't playing, obviously, against Tuna Ninos on Inferno in that 16-7 win, but I know you're watching for like the most important bit when Rod
Yeah,
basically wrapped it up just in the first half.
yeah,
What were
no,
your like instant reactions to that game, and specifically, obviously, the like 11-0 start?
yeah. I mean, I was speaking about the first half. I mean, Toffel. I mean, the kid was going 16-1, I believe, or something insane like that.
Mm,
He was just fragging. He wasn't losing any clutches,
yeah.
which I think is what brought the big lead against them.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I think
yeah,
I think he had like 19 kills in the first 11 rounds, which
yeah,
is
no, it was insane.
bonkers, right? Um, but I think because you also had a good start against Abriosa, right? The first game of the season, even
Yeah,
though you
so,
lost, you had like that great first half. You also had some clutches in there. Had a good half statistically as well. How does a player handle that kind of early form? Because we saw Topple didn't really have to carry it on from that point. But if they'd come back even further, or maybe in this instance against Abriosa, like they did come back and they did kind of close it out. How do you think you're supposed to handle that kind of early form as a player? Because it's gotta be weird to pop off like that.
yeah, I mean, you just gotta stay composed, I guess. I think for the first game there was a lot of nerves,
Mm,
and obviously, I mean, it's first for me it was my first game of Open.
mm.
I believe it was for Crazy as well, but yeah, I mean, it was kind of a struggle though because I went 19-19. I couldn't really do anything apart from get my trades, just get my 50-50s.
Mm.
So, but I think you just gotta stay composed and just warm up, make sure you're very warmed up, and just do what you do. Do what you do. Use the practice that we do behind the scenes, and use it for the games for the officials.
Well, it still was impressive, in my opinion. And I mean, you're coming into the season obviously as a stand-in, as a six-man, as a role basically already announced. And despite playing very well in that first game, you've obviously been out of the team for a couple games now during this win streak. All of a sudden, what is the role kind of as a stand-in or as a six-man mean to you in terms of like commitment, or in terms of how you're handling the games, the practices, the individual practices, maybe and so on.
I mean, for the practices, you've got to kind of know like everyone's position.
Mm.
Um, you don't know who's gonna need to be stood in for. Uh, so and especially when we go to Prague, I mean, I try and get into Prague as join in with them as much as I can. But obviously, it gets quite like boring because you can't play and you're just like in a coach position, and I'm really not a coach. Um, but yeah, just ask a bunch of questions. Make sure you know what's going on. Don't be afraid to speak up and be like, "Yo, am I doing this correctly?" And then top always is like, "Nah, do this and we'll do that," and obviously that works. Just making sure you're all on the same page
Mm.
is a big must for standing.
What's next for Luke in the
For
short term
Luke,
or in the long term?
I mean, I enjoy playing in a team. It's fun. It's better than pugging and stuff like that. But I mean, Luke's CS career is not gonna go any further than Open, I believe.
All right. So long term, where does that leave him?
Uh, long term, in terms of CS or
Yeah, no, just whatever.
long term. I mean, I'm gonna stick with playing maybe a bit of Open with these boys, pugging time to time, but nothing too major.
Well, as a team, then have you gone together at all and like discussed some goal? Because it felt like from talking to
Yeah.
Thing earlier, obviously after that first game, it felt like playoffs were almost like the the expectation in a way? Is there anything beyond that you've planned already?
I
Or like,
mean, no, yeah, definitely playoffs. These boys definitely want to get to playoffs and move into inters. But I think that's the main goal. Just focus on one goal. Then when we achieve that, you move on to the next one.
yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
Well then, just to finish off, looking ahead here in the short term again, you are facing Volpid, Team Volpid on Nuke up next tomorrow, I believe. And then again, Red Pack, it's on Monday. That's the next streamed game, I believe. What's the sort of situation ahead of those games? Who's playing, and maybe is there any tactical developments that we should know about for maps or for teams?
In terms of who's playing, I think everyone, the core, so everyone in the core,
right,
not including myself, obviously, is playing. And then in terms of tactical situation, I think I'm not really allowed to give too much. But I think we'll be playing. You'll see it. You'll see it.
Yeah, I'll see.
And then,
we'll see.
You'll see it in the streams and stuff. So
all right, man. Well, good luck in the rest of the season, obviously, and good luck to you as well.
Thank you.
All right.